Welcome to the Transfer Ready by Succession Strength podcast. Today we are diving into a massive blind spot in professional services. We're talking about the client relationship dilemma.
Yeah, it's a huge issue because, in this industry, trust is deeply personal. It is not institutional.
Exactly. I mean, clients hire people, right? They don't
Mm.
hire logos. Our mission today is to really explore why firms just hemorrhage revenue when top partners retire.
Right, because firm leaders, they love to believe that their prestigious brand keeps clients coming back. But when a rainmaker actually, hands in their notice, the real value of that relationship threatens to walk right out the door.
It's like going to a brilliant specialist doctor.
Right.
I mean, you trust them with your life, not the actual hospital building they operate in.
Spot on. Yeah, if they move clinics, you follow them.
Right. So your firm is basically just, renting the client's loyalty from the partner.
Renting is the perfect word.
Yeah.
And we actually have the hard internal data to back this up. It's usually a huge wake-up call for leadership teams.
Oh, I bet. What do those numbers actually look like?
Well, when we break down why a client stays, 42% of their trust resides entirely with the individual partner.
Wait, 42% just on the individual.
Just the individual partner, and only 25% sits with the firm's brand itself.
Wow. So what happens when that individual trust literally retires and, walks out the door? That has to be an immediate financial hit.
Oh, it triggers a total revenue crisis. We track the outcomes of different approaches, and there is a staggering 25-point retention gap.
A 25-point gap. How did that break down?
So firms that handle handoffs informally, which is unfortunately most of them, they retain only 64% of clients post-retirement. But those with structured transfers retain 89%.
Okay, but let me push back here. If losing over a third of a retiring partner's book of business is that obvious, why are firms just stubbornly ignoring it?
Because it's incredibly uncomfortable. I mean, senior partners built those relationships from scratch over 30, maybe 40 years.
Right, so it's ego. Or is there a genuine financial disincentive?
It's a mix, but it's mostly fear. Sharing your best relationships is scary. They worry that if they introduce a successor too early, the client might actually prefer the newer advisor.
Oh, like the newer, more agile person.
Exactly. And if that happens, the senior partner suddenly loses their relevance and leverage before they're emotionally ready to leave.
I mean, fear of obsolescence is powerful. So instead of navigating that discomfort, they just put their head in the sand.
Yep, that is the exact vulnerability. They delay the handoff until the absolute last possible moment, sometimes just 6 months before they officially retire.
6 months. You can't force a client to trust a total stranger in 6 months.
No, you can't. Genuine credibility takes years of shared history and proven competence to transfer successfully.
Which means firms are just operating on pure blind faith. They're basically assuming client loyalty will magically transfer over in a polite retirement email.
And in this business, assumptions are your biggest liability. Most firms have absolutely no idea which clients would leave if a partner retired tomorrow.
So how do they figure it out? I know we aren't giving away the exact blueprint today on, how to execute the transfer itself.
Right, we are intentionally holding off on the specific transfer protocols for now. Because before you can even design those, you have to measure your risk.
Measure it how?
You have to use the professional services transition readiness diagnostic. That is the essential, non-negotiable first step.
The transition readiness diagnostic. So what exactly does that measure?
It measures client concentration, relationship depth, and overall transferability long before a partner's departure forces a panic.
Let's translate that jargon a bit. Client concentration. That means figuring out if too much of your overall revenue is dangerously tied to just one or two massive accounts, right?
Correct. If one retiring partner holds the keys to 20% of your firm's revenue, your concentration risk is critical.
Yeah, that's terrifying. And what about transferability?
That looks at the actual mechanics of the relationship. Is this client tied to the partner because of a highly specialized technical skill? Or is it purely a social bond, like a decades-long golf friendship?
Right, because those transfer very differently.
Exactly. The diagnostic reveals exactly which clients are flight risks, so you aren't guessing.
Which completely reframes the issue. You wouldn't wait until you're being wheeled into the operating room to find out if your new doctor actually has your medical history. You need the diagnostic first.
Precisely. A formal diagnostic replaces dangerous assumptions with hard data on exactly where your revenue is most vulnerable.
I love that. So I want to leave you with a challenging question to mull over. Do you actually know with absolute certainty which clients would stay if your top rainmaker left tomorrow? Visit successionstrength.com or email info@successionstrength.com to assess your client relationship risk. Follow the Transfer Ready by Succession Strength podcast.